Welcome back. Two teenagers brought to America as children become each other's sanctuary from harsh circumstances. They plan to marry to legally remain in the country and pursue the future they imagined for their lives. But they see some challenges that fracture the relationship. So here now are the actors from Sanctuary City. We have Claudio Lasso, we have Paulina Marin Contreras, and we have Chris Ortiz Belcher. You all, thank you so much for being here today. All right, so let's talk about this play. We gave a little synopsis. What kind of play is it? Tell us about it. Is it going to be dramatic? Is it going to make us cry? Is it going to make us laugh? Tell us about Sanctuary City.
I think it'll do a little bit of everything. It's definitely like a full experience. It's very human in that storytelling aspect where it will make you laugh, it will make you think, and it will make you cry as well. And so it's a little bit of like a dramedy, but very heavy on the drama, I would say.
Okay, well, I always like when things are sad, but then they always find some way to make you laugh.
Yeah.
That's life, right? All right, so I see here that we're considering this a small ensemble show. What does that mean?
Well, there's only 3 of us in the show for the whole time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's about almost 2 hours of just us 3.
Yeah.
So it's been really, really exciting, a little challenging because there's no one else to rely on.
Right.
But we've also bonded so closely because it's only the 3 of us. So it's been really nice.
I know what you're talking about. I have no co-host here. I know what that's like. You don't have anybody to sort of, if you mess up or if you forget a line, there's just not as many people to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
What are some other challenges? Like how long are you guys on stage?
Oh, we're definitely there like the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I only walk off for 2 seconds and then we come back in. And I think it's also that the show has his own challenges because it goes back and forth in time.
Oh yeah.
So it was also very challenging to remember all the lines and memorize how everything was going on because it's also very repetitive.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we had to be like, okay, let's rehearse this like an hour before rehearsal so we can figure out all of our lines.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the structure of the play. Is you're going back and forth through time. Is it easy to follow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you get the hang of it after the first couple of minutes, and you're like, okay, this is the format. And so it's that for the first half, and then the second half is when Claudio's character is introduced, and then it's one long scene. So it does this weird back and forth, and then you get to sort of be in the actual present time with the characters.
Some sort of resolution or some sort of psychological conclusion almost is jumping back and forth. Some of my favorite books to read go back and forth through time. So I'm sure this is really interesting to see it play out on the stage. Let's talk about sort of the message of the play. How did you guys land? How did the department land on this play, and why do you think it's such an important production to bring to the stage?
Well, the director, Gina Sandy Diaz, she's a professor at State, and she focuses a lot on making sure that there are shows about POC characters on that stage. And so, not sure how they landed on it, but I'm sure that had a big thing. And also, the story itself is just so universal to the American experience. These are, kids who came here as children during a time where DACA wasn't a thing, and during a time where 9/11 had just happened, and so there's all this pressure on immigrants and on these people who are being observed heavily.
Yeah.
And they're just 17 trying to figure out what to do. And so I think the story itself is a big reason probably why they wanted to do this production.
Yeah.
And I think too, lots of people enter unions and marriages for whatever reason. And they're just always interesting to see how they play out and how that affects relationships. So why is this production important to you guys in particular?
I think this production talks a lot about that immigration experience and how it's a really complex topic that I think the people who are actually going through it don't have the time or the platform to express their feelings or thoughts or share that experience. And so we get that opportunity to give a voice to the voiceless almost because not everybody knows this experience and not everyone can speak on it. And so we're able to sort of give a piece of that to them and open their world a little bit.
And every immigrant will have a different story and everybody will sort of have a different story for wanting to marry people. And so I think you could speak to a whole bunch of audiences with a story like this. When and where can we see it, and how can we get tickets to Sanctuary City?
So you can go online to the Fresno State Theater Department website, and then there's tickets for like individual shows. It runs from this Friday, March 15th till March 23rd. Most of them are at night, like at 7 p.m., but we have a matinee on Sunday, which is at 2 p.m. Tickets are super easily to get. And then, yeah, just come and support Fresno State Theater. I mean, I think that, you know, they kind of already said it, but in our community too, I feel like there's a big number of immigration and immigrants and stuff, and being able to tell their story and being able to tap into those characters is something that's very beautiful, and I hope that they enjoy the show.
And this is a great, I think going to your university, your local university, is a great way to sort of get involved in local theater and see what people are doing, and a great way to introduce yourself to it. And so if this story resonates with you, this would be a great way to see your first play at Fresno State. So we will have all the information online, tickets, how to get tickets to Sanctuary City, the latest production at Fresno State University Theater. Thank you guys so much. Break a leg this Friday. Still to come, tips on how you can sleep better to feel better. A doctor tells us how this can also improve your overall health. Plus, the new experience from Apple Vision Pro. Rich DeMuro explains it all in this week's Tech Smart. Stay with us.
Let's see if AAA can take us somewhere fun. Let's go somewhere sandy. Let's go somewhere magical. But first,